Urgent, Birds fan! Look at what just happened! Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because we bring you daily videos with the latest Birds news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Eagles could trade 57 million Super Bowl champ to Bears. The Dallas Goedert trade rumors are running more rampant than ever, and it's not like Philadelphia Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni is doing anything to stop them. Right now, he's on our football team, Sirianni said at the NFL's annual meeting, per ESPN. Obviously, Dallas Goedert has meant a lot to us. We'll see how that plays out. As a heck of a football player, a heck of a leader, we want to be able to have back as many guys as you possibly can. But that's not the reality of the NFL. We'll see what happens and how that happens, but of course you want everyone back. Goedert is entering the final year of his 4-year, $57 million contract, and the Eagles are likely looking to rid themselves of his $12 million cap hit in 2025. Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports considered the potential trade landscape for Philly and threw out an interesting potential trade partner, the Chicago Bears. Dallas Goedert floated as trade option for Chicago Bears. Cole Kmet is fairly accomplished at tight end in the Windy City, but he's also had bouts of inconsistency, Benjamin wrote in his April 1st column. Goedert could help offset the loss of Keenan Allen, and he's got a probable backer in the front office, as assistant general manager Ian Cunningham worked for the Eagles when Goedert was drafted. Goedert, 30, played 10 games last season, finishing with 42 catches for 496 yards and 2 touchdowns. His season was marred by injuries, including a hamstring issue that caused him to miss 3 games and a knee injury sustained in Week 13 against the Baltimore Ravens, leading to his placement on injured reserve. Goedert returned for the postseason, though, and was a significant contributor leading up to the Eagles' Super Bowl 59 victory. Over 4 playoff games, he amassed 17 receptions for 215 yards and a TD. Notably, in the NFC Championship game against the Washington Commanders, he had 7 catches for 85 yards. Goedert, a 6'5", 256-pound vet, has been consistent with the Eagles, amassing 349 receptions for 4,085 yards and 24 touchdowns over 7 seasons. His ability to contribute both as a reliable pass catcher and a formidable blocker could be something new Bears head coach Ben Johnson might find intriguing. Bears looking for another TE to pair with Cole Kmet. Johnson's offense incorporates lots of 2 tight end sets, often utilizing 12 personnel to create mismatches. During his tenure with the Detroit Lions, Johnson effectively employed tight ends in both the passing and running games, and he's sure to do the same in Chicago. The Bears' current TE core, featuring Cole Kmet and recent acquisition Durham Smythe, would benefit from Goedert's addition. While Kmet has shown promise and Smythe brings experience, incorporating Goedert would unquestionably elevate the unit. The Bears are likely taking a young TE in the upcoming draft, but if Goedert can be acquired for a reasonable price, adding him is a possibility. So what does Goedert's trade value look like? There are league sources who believe the Eagles are holding out hope for at least a 4th-round pick for Dallas Goedert in a potential trade, even if said pick was from later years like 26 or 27, NFL insider Josina Anderson reported on X. However, a lower pick, more of a salary adjustment, is needed for some teams to continue conversations. Either way, Goedert is a Super Bowl champion and one of the nicer people you'll speak to in the league and in that locker room. A 4th-round pick for Goedert isn't going to happen. He's over 30 and TE isn't exactly a premium position. Perhaps a 2026 5th or most likely a future 6th-round pick. Despite his connection to Cunningham in the Bears front office, Chicago likely wouldn't pony up more than that. The Eagles would probably have to eat some of his future salary as well. Would it be enough, or could another team swoop in with a better offer? We'll find out soon. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Eagles Nation news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Dominant SEC star could replace $104 million DT for Eagles. When it came to his final college football season, University of Texas defensive tackle Alfred Collins took an opportunity and ran with it. After having a breakout season and helping lead the Longhorns to the college football playoff semifinals for the first time, the 6'6", 332-pound All-American is on track to reap the benefits in the 2025 NFL Draft. ESPN's Field Yates predicts the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles will select Collins in the second round. No. 64 overall in order to replace Milton Williams, who signed a 4-year, $104 million free agent contract with the New England Patriots on March 10th. Collins had dominant stretches at Texas, and with more consistency, he could quickly outplay this draft slot, Yates wrote. Has 6'6" and 332 pounds, and he has 34-inch arms. The Eagles love to address the trenches at the draft, and Collins could help replace Milton Williams. Collins had breakout season with Longhorns in 24 blocking. Collins was a nightmare for opponents. In 2024, he had career highs in tackles, 55 and TFL 9, along with a whopping 7 pass deflections and a blocked kick, a key sign he finally understood how to use that long frame at the line of scrimmage. Collins never had more than 25 tackles in a single season before 2024. Collins also got the opportunity to be a full-time starter for the first time after earning all Big 12 honors in 2023, with just 6 starts as he played behind future NFL draft picks Byron Murphy and T'Vondre Sweat. In 2024, Collins started all 16 games and earned All-Sec honors, as well as being named All-American. NFL draft analyst Lance Zierlein compared Collins to Washington Commanders defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw, who signed a 3-year, $45 million free agent contract on March 10th. Collins isn't going to stand out in one particular area, but he plays hard and has outstanding physical traits to blend right into an NFL defensive rotation, Zierlein wrote. Has not a premier playmaker, but he has the size, talent, and alignment versatility to help fortify a defensive front as an early contributor and future starter. Williams, one of NFL's most coveted free agents, Williams was already in line for a massive payday in free agency, but upped his value by tens of millions with his performance in a 40-22 win over the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl likes with 0 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recover. At one point in the Super Bowl, Williams dunked the ball over the crossbar after a strip sack and fumble recovery on Patrick Mahomes deep in Chiefs territory, a wild feat of athleticism for a 6'3", 290-pounder. Williams ended up being the subject of a bidding war once free agency began. From ESPN's Dan Graziano, Milton Williams agreed to a new deal with the New England Patriots, but the Carolina Panthers, Arizona Cardinals, and Pats were all negotiating with him this afternoon. One source says Williams' deal with the Patriots will average $26 million per season. Even without Williams, the Eagles still arguably have the NFL's best interior defensive line group, with a pair of former first-round picks in NFL All-Pro Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Breaking Eagles cornerstone player may decline. Invite to meet Donald Trump. The Philadelphia Eagles had an incredible 2024 offseason that landed them numerous players who directly contributed to their Super Bowl 59 victory. Their 40-22 win over the Kansas City Chiefs marked their second championship since 2017. However, one of their cornerstone players may not accept the invite to the White House. Breaking Eagles star player may decline. Invite to meet Donald Trump. Philadelphia Eagles are expected to visit the White House following their Super Bowl LIX victory, but all players won't be required to attend. Owner Jeffrey Lurie announced earlier this week that participation in the ceremonial visit will remain entirely optional, allowing team members to decide for themselves whether they want to join the celebration. Our culture is that these are optional things, Lurie told reporters. If you want to enjoy this, come along and have a great time, and if you don't, it is totally an optional thing, leaving open the possibility for Jalen Hurts, the star quarterback, to decline the invitation. Head coach Nick Sirianni echoed Lurie's sentiments, highlighting the celebratory nature of the invitation. Lurie emphasized that the trip isn't intended to carry any political overtones. This is really just an invitation from the White House, he said. That's all this is, and we're not politicizing it in any way, not for us. While Lurie and Sirianni have expressed enthusiasm about the opportunity, the team's leadership stressed the importance of allowing players to make their own decisions. By creating a space for individual choice, the Eagles have sought to preserve the celebratory nature of the visit without placing any undue expectations on their roster. As the Eagles prepare to head to the White House, all eyes will be on how many players decide to attend and how the team continues to balance tradition, culture, and individuality in their historic Super Bowl celebration. Report Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts and his agent Nicole Lynn left Lil Wayne's Young Money APAA sports agency because Wayne took a photo with former President Donald Trump, per Skip Bayless. And now, Birds fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Birds. He'll be back any moment with more Eagles Nation news. Fly, Eagles, fly.